Hello YouTube, it's me Vdeogamer, and my little brother. He's hiding right now for some reason. Anyway, I'm Vdeogamer, that's my little brother, and today we're going to be drawing stuff for you guys, for your entertainment and your learning experience-ness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Today I'm drawing the Hulk from the Avengers, and I'm going to be making it as realistic as I can, sort of, but in order to do that, I'm just going to use lead pencils, graphite, that kind of stuff, and I'm going to add in a splash of color afterwards with some stuff. You'll see. And he's going to be drawing.
A drawing.
A drawing.
A drawing.
A drawing. It's a surprise. Ooh. Anyways, that's what we'll be drawing today. So, without further ado, let the drawing begin. You didn't steal my line that time.
I didn't feel like it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Let's turn around and draw. He's crazy. So today I'm going to be working from some specific source images of the Hulk of the Avengers. We got a picture there, and we got a picture there.
He smashed a lot of things.
He did. He smashed stuff. But I haven't actually watched the Avengers yet.
I have.
I've seen bits and pieces, and
3 times.
everybody's like, "You haven't watched the Avengers yet? What's wrong with you?" I'm okay. Okay?
You need to watch it.
But anyway, I'm starting off with a
sketch.
not 2B. I'm starting off with a sketch. All of this is going to be done in pencil, but I'm going to work my way up to a thicker lead to do some blending and stuff. He's starting out with a 2H.
That's what I'm doing.
Since I only have one 2H, I'm starting out with HB, which is like a normal pencil. So we'll see how it goes. He's drawing his own character, which he said is the surprise. So we'll see that later. But here we go, sketching mode. First I'm going to figure out how I want to place my character. This is going to be tricky. See, I want to do this pose here, but it's
Stupid.
long ways. No, it's long ways.
What? Then do it long ways.
Well, I'm working on it. Alright, so we'll do it like this. We're going to start off sketching a bit, I think. Let's get some general positioning done.
I think that's my cue.
You have a cue now?
To start drawing.
Okay. This is going to be rather tricky. This is the first how to draw I've done in a while. And it's also going to be one of the more realistic ones I've done. This is why I'm defaulting to pencil. And it's okay if things aren't exact. The main thing is to get his facial likeness. So I'm actually going to bring his face down more. Probably make it more bigger. Alright, so now we're going to work on the Hulk's face, working in those facial features that make him look like himself. Obviously the Hulk's face has changed throughout the many movies he's had, but we're going to be focusing on the specific Avengers one, like I said. Let's get that guideline in there. Not so obviously, but let's get some eye lines in here. Not eyeliner, eye lines. Let's take it lower a bit, because this is going to be where his eyebrows are. He has bulging facial muscles too. Just crazy. You can see there, I'm starting to bring out the side of his face. We've got the forehead there, and then the cheek of the right eye. I guess it'd be his right eye. Decide where the nose is going to be now. We're going to put it sort of here-ish. Doing a bit of detail there. Start off with his nose might need to be smaller still in regards to his whole face. Hello, phone. So Alex, without spoiling the movie, what was your favorite part about the Avengers movie?
Captain America's like, we need a plan of attack. And Iron Man's just like, I have a plan. Attack. And just flies out of the plane. Then Captain America is just like, he's probably thinking, you're such a stupid idiot. And then goes and gets a parachute. I wish Captain America would fly. That'd be cool. Get like jetpack.
His shield can fly.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Like he hits somebody with it, and then it flies right back to him.
It has boomerang powers, okay? Don't question it.
It's not shaped like a boomerang.
Kinda is.
Granted, it's a circle.
Wrinkles, yes. I am wrinkling his face.
Mine's more detailed than yours.
I'm not going into detail yet, sir. I'm just starting. Don't judge my drawing. Something ain't quite right here. So there is supposed to be that, but his nose is supposed to stay down more. Yeah, I've got his nose coming back too far. So what's really going to make the features of the Hulk pop out by the time we get done is the shading. Shading always makes your features stand out and make the character look more realistic. So until then, just have to bear with me with all these pencil lines and whatnot. For now, let's put in the eye. Let's figure out where the eye is going to go and get that in there. I think that's angry enough. Alright, we want the eye distanced pretty good. Let's put it about here. That means this eyebrow has to be lower. That's what's tricking me. They're not the same height, because you only see a tiny bit of the eye on this side. This one, distance about like that. Goes up like this. We don't want him to be angry. Well, we don't want him to be like super. I mean, he's obviously angry, but like not.
He's always angry. Oh.
He's not like, I'm gonna destroy everything angry. He's just like, I'm gonna destroy one thing angry. Right?
No. It's destroy everything angry.
Oh, crap. Well, either way, his eye is not like super wide or nothing. He still has human elements to him.
Wasn't Spider-Man a Disney movie? The latest one? I thought he was. I don't know why he wasn't in the Avengers.
I don't know either. But, you know, Disney bought Marvel.
Yeah, Disney bought Marvel. So.
Yeah. Disney's just taking over everything. Don't mind Disney.
I'll give you $1 million for your company. Done deal!
They did do a good job with the Spider-Man movie, though, I think.
I love how Stan Lee is always in, like...
Yes. The cameo of Stan Lee. Man.
Avengers in New York? Give me a break.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, it was on, like, the news. It had a bunch of TVs talking about the news and the Avengers when they protected the whole Earth and stuff. And it showed him playing, like, a card game with his friends.
Hey, Rick. We're drawing.
Dude, what's cooking? What's cooking?
I smelled it earlier. I'm
Oh,
just
that's
fixing
just
something.
Outdoors.
Brand drawing Hulk.
Yep, the Hulk. Don't say what Alex is drawing.
Rice.
Don't say what Alex is drawing. Ooh. We're trying to figure this out.
You gotta make his eyes bloodshot.
Bloodshot?
You should make his eyes
You
bloodshot.
see a little bit of that, but I mean, that'll be like fine detail.
And you gotta yellow his teeth a bit.
His teeth aren't yellow though.
They look yellow. Let me see.
No.
Yeah, they're
They look
slightly
white. Now we're progressing down to the face. Coming off of his nose here, he has a line that's going to help us a lot in determining how wide this needs to be, how big. We need a bunch more chin. More chin. And we need this to go this way. I guess I have done a drawing that's sort of close to realistic. It was the Master Chief drawing way back when. So I think we got enough space. We're going to start him with the mouth here. Mouth here, yeah. He's just kind of yelling maybe? Or growling? I don't know. What does the Hulk do? Roaring? He's roaring, alright. Hulk roars. Hulk smash.
Tyrannosaurus Hulk.
So we got the upper lip there basically. Seems to be the longest part. I don't know if it's really elongated or if his face is just
Weird.
I don't know, different. We'll worry about the depth on the lip here later, but let's make sure we got enough space there between them. And something's incorrect here. the lower lip should not go that much farther from the top lip. I think I need to scrunch everything up a little bit more. Yeah, this is just part of the drawing process, people. I do something, and then I realize, hey, it's wrong. So you gotta erase everything and do it all over again. And whenever you're going for something realistic, you've got to be prepared to do those big changes. We'll worry about the teeth here in a bit. I want to make sure I get the rest of the face right. So we're gonna carry the face back. This is gonna help a bit. Let's start the ear. The ear is usually lined up with the nose in some way because of the angle here. This nose actually starts a bit above the ear, it seems. Good distance from the eye and all that. Then just for the sake of it, I am going to add some hair up there. Let's make sure this is in the right spot. It's no longer in the right spot. That's what was killing me. We're gonna have some hair coming down from there. Lower lip needs to go up. Kind of looks like a Smeagol. They're both wrinkly, but I'm not going for skinny, creepy guy. I'm going for like super buff, destroy everything guy. So I've finished the general sketch of my character, Hulk. Haven't done anything to the body yet. That'll come in due time. That's really not going to be my focus for this tutorial, although perhaps the requester might have wanted it to be. I just wanted to really get the facial features and stuff, and I'll do a bit of the body and explain what I've got of that. But, why is it? Oh, you've got it backwards. I was like, what in the world? They can see your source image. Anyway, now you're going to see me start working on the very specific facial feature details. I'm not sure how detailed I'm going to be with my instruction, but I will try for your guys' sake. If I get really focused, my head might get in the shot a little bit. If it does, I'm sorry, but I can't do anything about it.
I got absolutely nothing to accomplish.
Absolutely nothing. He's kidding. He's done a lot. He's doing pretty good. But that is for the end. You can look forward to that to the end. Detail time. Detail. Back to the detail. All right. Let's go to the eye first. I like to put the details on the eyes a lot of times. And I don't think I'm going to have the fist in nearly the same place where it originally was in this drawing. I'm going to change a lot of stuff about this, but... Alright, so for the eye, it doesn't seem like we have a lot of detail here, but we do.
Wait, is that green?
Yeah, he's got a green iris. Sort of to go along with his green character.
Should have been pearly white.
Pearly white iris. White to match his teeth. Well, he's got white
Or he could
cornea.
have pink eyes.
We got that. And then with the shading, we're gonna do a lot more to make the eye stand out. Alright, and this is where the little erasers come in. I'm gonna use like an eraser from a normal HB pencil, number 2 pencil. I'm just sort of gonna clean things up here. And then for the other eye, you don't get like hardly any of it. Really, all you have there is the eyelid itself, the lower lid.
The lid.
Mostly even that. So now we're going to do the part that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's the eyebrows. I wish I had a more high definition image to work from, but basically his eyebrows are going to be pretty thick. Oh, what can I use to do this? I'll just use this. They're mostly going to be like this. The best thing to do for eyebrows and stuff like this is to look from a distance sometimes, because you can't really tell amongst all the detail how well that's looking. And I think I still need a bit of shadowing. But the Hulk's hair is kind of thick and really tricky. Now we're going to get some of those major wrinkles that I had before but somehow erased at some point in time. And we'll really make those pop when we're doing shading. For now, they're just going to be lines and creases. This here is going to be a series of several. It's going to be sort of above here. Yep. He's got some clearly defined strokes, so we're going to use a small eraser here. And out of all this mess, we're going to just use it sort of like a pencil. Make some clear, defined strokes. And I'm not sure if I'm being very clear with that. Basically, you just take it, make a few lines in there, and it sort of separates them out, makes them single objects, I guess. And if this isn't working for you, you know, just experiment till you figure out what does. Everybody has their own style. And then we're going to move up on the forehead a little bit. I'm not sure what that is. That might be a vein more than anything, but we'll come back to that. Alright, so now we're moving down to the nose area. We're going to make sure we got all those creases right. Getting real specific in here, and this is why it's important to have a source image. Although you could draw from memory if you're like really good and creative. This helps a lot. You know, I've actually never really drawn the Hulk before. I'm just doing this straight from the image I'm looking at, which is something that I've sort of acquired over practice, being able to just draw from source images. But it's also partially because I'm using a good technique. I'm sketching first, and that allows me to work in a lot of details and stuff. So we want to make sure we have this big open spot for the nose. You want to make sure you leave that as white as you possibly can. Alright, and now we come down here towards the mouth area. Grabbing some of that. Here there's going to be a distinct difference. There's going to be some light hitting his face. But that'll really show up in shading. We got a line coming around for this. Comes up to about there. Want it to stop. And we'll make sure we have the appropriate muscle there. That goes down just as a line for a while. We've got a muscle on top of that. And we'll come in with our eraser here. This is the beginning of shading, really. When you start to make that definition with your eraser and highlights and stuff. But I've got to in order to get these facial muscles right. Alright, let's make some pearly whites. Alright. Even though they are kind of white, they make up for that with the jaggedness. So, teeth line is going to start behind this line a little bit. Right under it, basically. We see the first top tooth there. We'll take the line all the way across here. And none of them are like truly straight or anything. They're very almost chipped, it seems, but alright. Lower teeth. These seem to be sticking out more, and they are much taller seeming. Well, I guess we just see more of them, but they seem to be taller. So we've got Uno tooth. First, let's get the spacing between here right. Yeah, we're gonna draw in our teeth line here. Make sure the teeth area is completely, well, sort of white for the most part. And we're gonna start on the bottom teeth. I mean, like, their animation of the Hulk, I guess it wasn't true CGI, but they're so detailed on this.
What's a CGI?
CGI is computer generated.
Images.
Yeah. It was still computer generated to an extent, but they did it like Avatar, I guess, from what I read, where they had a suit that they used to actually have the actor play the Hulk, do the movements, and then they made a model follow that with a editing software or animation software. So it's real movement, but not an actual person playing it, you know. The gums are just barely visible. just barely. Here's that tooth that sort of leaves the gap. If you ask me, the teeth are what make him look even scarier. Alright, so the face is pretty much done in the sketch form of it. Oh, that looks kind of weird. I don't like how the body is anymore. I made his face so big that, and it took up so much space that I think I'm going to come up with my own pose for the rest of the body. Not sure what that's going to be yet, but I really want to just shade the face. I want to. I want to at least start shading it. Because you'll really start to see his facial features, I guess, really pop. He'll start to actually look like himself. Hopefully, that's the hope here. But all I have to do is basically take my 2B pencil and an eraser and just sort of start making it look 3D, sort of. And you do that by adding shadows and highlights. You can see that there's a shadow right here-ish, a little bit of a highlight there, but most of the light is on this side, and Hulk's face is like that a little bit. We're going to have our lightest spots on this side, and then we're going to have a side light here, but most of the shadow is going to be like right around here. To start this off, I really want to lighten up some of these spots here. I'm going to take my 2B pencil, and I'm just going to start in figuring out where the darkest places are. It's sort of like, if you've watched some of my other tutorials, how you would color with pencils and stuff. You lay down a base coat, and you start working into darker shades. The only difference here is that we only have one color that we're working with, but out of that we're trying to get the various shades and depth. For spots like the lip here, you notice I'm using the flat edge, but we still sort of want to capture the texture that a lip would have. And beside his face here, it's a lot of shadow. And these creases especially is where we're going to have our darkest points. And I have a bunch of shadow here. That's sort of going to be where our side light is, so I'm going to clean that up a bit. Make sure that's designated for that. Now the thing about 2B is that it is, the reason we're going to use it for shading in the first place is that it smears a lot. But at the same time you want to be careful that all that smearing is controlled. You don't want it to just go wherever. The eye itself over here is pretty dark. We'll work our way into that. And you can see his face really starting to just pop. I love shading. It's awesome. And up by the eyebrows, we definitely want it to be dark on the lower side. All through here it's going to be dark. I really don't want it extending back that far. Yeah, that little nub there on the head, I'm still trying to fix it. Starting with the shading up here. Got some darkness there. And this is another, again, good place to have a source image, especially when dealing with realistic characters. And we just progressively keep working our way down into the darker and darker shades. We're looking for that contrast. I've not yet detailed the hair, but we know it's dark, so we'll just put a bit in there. Still maintaining the hair texture. Really quick, I'm going to do some details for the ears. Well, just ear, I guess. You only see one ear here. And the ear is also going to rely on shading quite a bit. Okay, going back to our 2B, shade in there, let those dark spots stand out. And for the rest of that, we'll just sort of leave that be for now, because I'm going to erase the body. But here comes the super fun part. This is why I like drawing with pencils at all, is because you can blend things with your fingers. And, yeah, some people's like, oh, you should use a blending stump. Well, that's too bad for them, because I like blending with my finger. I feel like I have more control this way. This is where it's going to stop looking like a bunch of pencil strokes. It's going to start looking like a realistic blended face. And for the crease going across the face there, we're just going to blend that over a bit. Maybe that's a bit overkill. Come in here with the eraser. We just want to get rid of the defined pencil for the most part. Blending it all together, making it look like one thing. Don't be worried if the dark parts sort of smudge into the lighter parts. That'll sort of help in making it more realistic, but we'll also go back through and use our eraser to clean things up. And look at that. That's what it does, but it's cool. I like it. And the teeth are truly not going to be that white, so we'll just go over it a bit. They get darker as they go down, really. We're just going to use our 2B and add a bit of shading down there. So now that we've got the initial shading started on the face, it's going to become a matter of fine-tuning with our eraser, with the HB once more, and putting in some shadows with the 2B still. I want some parts to be darker yet, and some parts to be lighter. We're just trying to achieve a lot of contrast between our different highlights and stuff. This area here is going to get a bit darker, this side light, because it's not as bright as this main light over here. But we'll work our way into it, and then after all that, I'll create some sort of new body pose, because this just doesn't work anymore. It looks like he's all like crunched up like Gollum. Precious. So on the lips here, in order to achieve the sort of details, I'm going to go back through with our HB, I think. And we're going to do this a couple times, but if you've ever looked at a lip closely, you know that has some lines sort of going vertically across it. And it becomes a little bit ill-defined here. It's because we're going to have a highlight down here. Just kind of even it that way on purpose. Most of our highlight's going to be on the very side there. These teeth are going to be darker than the lower teeth. I'm even going to bring it over here real quick, even though that goes over our line a bit. We can fix it.
I'm choosing to continue my drawing.
Alright, Alex is back. He was taking a break for a bit. So, if you look at the drawing, sometimes you have hard shadows, sometimes you have more blended, softer shadows like here. But for here, at the face, on the face here, we want the shadow really cut. The difference between the black and white is not blended, but it's very sharp because the object that's causing the shadow, the lower lip, is close by. So we're going to take our eraser, the hardest edge we have, and we're just sort of going to cut that shadow like it shows on our actual source image. And if you get it wrong, you can just put more pencil and erase again. Sort of like trial and error. It's a bit of a highlight there, but it's darker yet. There it starts becoming blended. Alex wanted to say hi.
I'm drawing a person.
A person, yeah. You thought he was going to tell you. He got you good. So good. Coming back on the side of the chin here. Got another highlight, and just for the sake of making sure I know where the edges are, this is another good way to define edges. I'm going to shadow around Hulk, where his body's probably going to end up being. We're going to work on this side of the face with the brightest light. And it hits spots like here on the forehead, lots of the forehead, the side there. Hits the nose a little bit. I'm going to introduce a new tool. This is a kneaded eraser. Little rubber thing. They're squishy. You can like stretch them.
You can also make little claymen out of it.
Yeah, I used to make snowman. But basically you can bend this however you want to get it to a shape that you want to just take up a little bit of the pencil. This works very well for like heavy graphite drawings, charcoal drawings, stuff like that. And they're not very expensive at all in small amounts. You can see it's taking up that pencil nicely there. Darken that, dull it up a bit, and do the same up here. We want all that to sort of be dull back there. because that's our side light. For this area here, our biggest definition is going to be the crease in the face. And come back in with our pencil here. Got a bit of a highlight on that center facial thing. And now we're going to do a bit of highlight on the nose. Make the nose stand out a bunch. Are you just like derping around here?
See how much I've gotten done?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I see you making those faces. I see you doing that. Make sure the nose is dark enough there. Get some HB so we don't lose our lines. And then we've sort of got a detailed highlight here coming around on the eyebrow area, the brow in general, I guess as it's called. And bring that up. Sort of looks like a feather. We want that blended. Good deal. In order to show the sort of rounding of the different parts of his brow here, the shadow starts right after the highlight on either side here. So we've got this bulge here. Right after this highlight on the side here, closest to the edge, a new shadow begins before we reach the next highlight. So that sort of gives it that rounded shape that we're looking for.
I'm coloring now.
Good job. Alright, he's doing his in colored pencil,
Shading.
but the only color, you're just shading in colored pencil?
I'm gonna shade with colored pencil too.
Well, in order to shade with colored pencil, you gotta color first.
I know, that's what I'm doing.
Alright, good. So anyway, I am still continuing to shade on mine, but I'm going to introduce yet another type of graphite pencil. This is a Prismacolor Ebony. I got this along with a bunch of other art materials. I don't know when. But this thing is darker than normal graphite, than the 2B, and I'm pretty sure it's going to smudge more. I used one before, but I'm going to use it in this drawing as well. So his hand's not going to be there. I'm probably going to have him doing like a fist thing, like, yeah, I'm going to punch someone. Mainly a mischievous person. Movie reference.
Doctor Who.
No. It was Avengers directly. What is that one guy the god of?
Thor?
No, Thor's brother.
Loki?
Yeah, what's he the god of?
Nothing.
He's the god of something, and it
No,
has.
he isn't.
He is.
No, he isn't.
Know your Norse mythology, bro.
Thor is the god of Asgard. The king of Asgard. And Loki thought he was, but he's actually one of those Bifrost people.
They're still gods of something. I mean, they're not just there.
They're demigods.
They have abilities. He's the god of.
Nothing.
Fill in the blank, commenters. You know.
Ah.
Did you get it yet?
Yeah.
Alright, commenters, see if you get it. What is Loki the god of? What are you doing? I don't know why he's pointing it to my shirt. There's Hulk right there. I never noticed that before, but Hulk's right there. I think he's getting his head smashed by Thor. Yeah.
So I was dumb back then. I like some sort of old man.
If you look at all the old Marvel comics and stuff, all the superheroes in them have changed except for Spider-Man. Spider-Man's still basically the same as he's always been.
Except this time he's Andrew Garfield in the movies.
And then I said I'd do this earlier, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to add some details to the hair. So
You didn't ask YouTube how their day was. How was your day, YouTube?
Oh, Alex. You just unleashed a billion comments of how their days were. And his hair is pretty thick. You can see some individual strands, but for the most part, it's very, very thick. HB is going to be good for your hair details. We got to get some shadow up here, beside the hair, as it causes a bit of a shadow. And then all this is going to be much lighter, but his hair is still going to be overlapping his ear there. So over here on the ear, I'm going to get some details done.
On the hair.
On the ear. We're just going to throw in a few more extra highlights there in certain places. Need to make sure we have some defined lines in others. More darkness here. So the ebony pencil is the darkest thing I've got. We're going to use it in a few various places to further our contrast. And we're going to add ebony mostly in our darkest shadow areas. We're going to add it to the eye. And I still think the eye should be darker in general. Just in general, we're going to make that dark. Dark. And indirectly, I kind of gave him like some detail to the iris, but that's alright. On the forehead there, we've got a lot of highlight. Up here, up through here. Gets stopped eventually by the natural curve of his head. Right along this shadow here, we want to make sure that's very whitened. Get some of those creases back in there. There should be a lot of 2B here. Probably was earlier, I probably just rubbed it off. There's a thin highlight down here. Finish off the edge of the head there. I want to make that a harsh shadow. Come back in with my eraser. Big eraser. Lighten that up a bit. Well, not lighten, darken. I'm getting all kinds of mixed up here. And now we're going to come in with the ebony and some of our shadows. Alright, so for the lip, we need a little bit more depth. We're going to take some 2B. Go right around the edge here. Alright, and we're going to bring in some of that 2B as well here. As his lip sort of shades over. And then furthermore for our teeth, gotta be a bit darker, just a bit. We do want it darker by the lower lip. But the teeth do have some highlights, some really tiny highlights. I'm actually gonna try and sharpen my eraser. Totally works.
Sharpen your eraser?
I just did it, you should have watched. So we're gonna use it and we're just gonna make some tiny highlights. Tiny.
Does that thing have an eraser sharpener?
No. I just did it because I wanted to. And these highlights are only going to be at the very corners of the teeth, as I'm showing you guys. This helps gives them definition against the black. Speaking of which, I'm going to bring some of the ebony in between the teeth as well. I'm just using the HB and I'm going through and making those marks that lips have again. Now we're going to work on the side of the face that I haven't really worked on a whole lot, but need to. Right over here. This will about finish up the main highlights on his face. Blend that a bit. Super highlight. Alright, so now I'm going to work on the rest of the body. Like I said, I'm going to develop some sort of new pose. Not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because it's not the focus, but I will make sure it is clear and evident that it is the Hulk's body by method of bulging muscles and angry details. And that all right there, that's like the continuation of Hulk's body, like his shoulder and stuff. Notice how I'm keeping on the side light going across here, coming onto his face. And down here, it's going to get pretty light this side. And for these lower muscles here, like pectoral muscles, he has like two smaller muscles there. I guess that's what happens when you're buff. You get muscles where you didn't know you had muscles. That one's okay, sort of. Shadow comes around it. extending to this side here. Okay.
Hey guys, what's up? I am back, and I have an Australian accent, and this fluorescent green ship.
He's a time traveler.
I'm talking. I just went back to what? 2009? Yeah, 2009. 2009 style.
2009 style. Why 2009?
Oh no.
What do you mean you don't know?
Oh no.
You can't not know these things.
Oh my gosh, you gave him muscly pecs.
Yes, I am giving him
Pecs of
muscles.
fury!
Definitely gonna put some ebony here. Mostly on the darkest areas.
You put it on my paper!
I'm sorry, you're putting them on. Putting on yours. We're running out of space here. He's gonna have his fist down here. Yeah, that's the same way. He's gonna have his fist like right here. He's gonna be like, I'm ready to punch someone. Look how well that works. Let's just take a picture of that and do that. We're basically gonna do the same thing that we've been doing for the rest of the lower body. So, gotta model my fist again, like I did for Sly Cooper, based upon where I want it to be. Okay. I want that. Hulk's fingers are huge, so take that into account. And here is my finished drawing of the Hulk. Upon further consideration, I've decided not to actually add any permanent color to this. Instead, I'll scan it and see what I can do digitally to make it look interesting. Try out the different things I had in mind without damaging the actual artwork, because this turned out pretty good. I really like how it turned out. I hope the requester, this person, Ray Armstead, likes how it turns out as well. And now it's time to unveil my brother's drawing.
Hold on. I have to show them the source image first. So
Why? No, show them the actual drawing.
So they can see all the mistakes I made.
He thinks he made mistakes.
I made mistakes. I made some mistakes. This is Spider-Man. That I used this image, not the one like this. I used this one. I'm changed. This is Spider-Man.
Yep.
This is the Amazing Spider-Man.
And that's one of the few times that you've actually tried shading, right?
No.
No?
I think his head is too big.
One of the few times I've seen you try shading.
His head is too big, isn't it?
Yeah. And there were a couple clues within the video. If you didn't catch it, I switched my shirt to an entire Spider-Man shirt. There was one picture of Hulk, but that was it. Alright, so if you did like our combination drawing video, you should let me know in the comments below. Send me a message or whatever with a request. Subscribe. Do what y'all do if you like my videos. And then do what y'all do if you don't. Whoever that may be. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. And until next time.
Brandon, what you doing?
Ben?
Hey, Ben! Oh, gracious! I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna get some strudels.
You do that.
Hey, Ben! What you yelling? Shut up! Ben, your strudel's ready.
You ordered a strudel?
Yes, sir.
Whoa. Hey. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Until next time, keep on drawing. Right? Right?
No.
Right? No. Adios.